And for the final updates of today, we've got gold and Bitcoin. With gold on the 4-hour time frame, we have had our break of structuring towards the downside here, so we are expecting a pullback and somewhat of a bounce from these levels. It could be that this is the initial buyers and we could run these out one more time before then pushing up again, but I think gold is in a position where it could be good for some medium to long term upside now, especially with the Middle East situation de-escalating. I think gold fundamentally does look good for some higher prices. If we go down onto the 1-hour time frame, we did speak about the fact that the point of liquidity that we took out could have just been the fuel to push us back down lower again. As you can see, we had our break of structure here, swing low, swing high. We've come up and we've liquidated this high here, seen the initial sellers come into the market. We swiped the initial sellers and then we just dumped off pretty hard. We did have a retracement towards this supply zone, but again, that just facilitated a further downwards push. At this point, we've liquidated all of the available liquidity within this overall impulse here. So if we are going to start pushing up, it is going to be very soon. We could also see this as the initial buyers, come down, swipe the initial buyers, and then if we manage to break this high here, that could confirm that we are ready to start pushing price back up again. Again, gold is one of those at the moment that may not be ready towards the end of the week, as there's a lot of development needed on it. But bear in mind as well, you could just always wait for this low here to break and then just short from the supply zone if you are bearish, and you can start targeting these here. But I just prefer the idea of some longs with the fundamentals and the geopolitics at the moment. But obviously you do need to wait for the appropriate confirmation and not be jumping too early. If we go on to USD Bitcoin, we can see we've had our daily break of structure, and this is the current swing range that we're trading within. We've seen this big sell-off in towards the downside after liquidating this high here within the impulse, which was completely as expected. We broke this demand chain, and from there we've just sold. If we go down onto the 4-hour time frame, we've been speaking about the need for a retracement, which we have started to see materialize. The only thing I don't like at the moment is there's just no clear points of liquidity where we can look to frame an entry idea. We've had our 4-hour break of structure in towards the downside all the way up here. So this is our swing low, this is our swing high. The major points of liquidity are this one and this one. These are the two main ones that I'd want to see how price reacts from initially. But as you can see, this first one is not quite at the 50% of the fib. And I do anticipate if we see another break of this high, we could start be targeting this high here before then we can look for those shorts in the longer term.